Today in our 2018 Chevrolet Silverado 3500, we're going to be installing Westin's Sure-Grip Running Boards, part number 27-6105-2135. These custom fit steps are going to make it easier to get in and out of your Silverado. They're designed specifically to mount onto your Silverado, right into the factory holes that are located underneath. It comes with all the hardware you need to get it installed. It has a rubberized textured pad, so you don't have to worry about slipping when getting in and out of your truck. The rounded edges contour nicely to your vehicle, helping maintain that factory look. The step's going to measure 54 inches long and 6 inches wide. The step pad width is about 4.5 inches. You don't have to worry about rust with the aluminum construction. It has a UV coating as well to help prevent against fading of the color and cracks in the sun. We'll begin our installation here on our driver's side, but you'll want to remove the one that has a small hole next to it. Do one like this towards the rear and one like this towards the front. You can just use a screwdriver or trim panel remover tool to pop that plug out of there. And we'll do that for our front one now. We'll then take the clip nuts. We're going to slide it in the slot here, lining up the nut portion with the open hole. They are kind of loose, so it may drop down. If it does, it's okay. You can push it back into place when you put the bracket on. We'll put another clip nut on our rear hole that we exposed. We'll now install both of our driver's side brackets. Both of the driver's side brackets are going to be the same. You'll want to refer to the illustrations in your instructions to ensure you have the right bracket. One thing to point out to help identify it is we'll have this angled portion here, and there won't be any additional plate on this side. Take one of the hex nuts in your kit. We're going to slide on a lock washer followed by a flat washer. This is going to be our upper bolt that we're going to use. We'll now take our bracket. We're going to line it up with our nut, slide our bolt through the bracket, and thread it into the nut. We just want it hand tight for now. We'll then take another hex head bolt. We're going to slide a flat washer on it. Slide that up through our bottom mount and through the hole in the bottom of our body here. Put another flat washer on top of it, followed by a lock washer and a regular hex nut. And we're just going to hand tighten this one as well. We'll repeat these exact same procedures for our other bracket towards the front. We'll now prep our running board for installation. You'll want to take the rubber strip that comes with the kit. This is going to be a gap filler. It's going to slide in the groove slot here. This is going to be the inside of our running board. You can tell because it's the wider edge. It'll just slide right down the groove. Now we'll use the square head bolts that came in our kit. We're going to put 2 on each end. You want to put them in the outer slots, not in the middle slots. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. You kind of want to go pretty far in. Now we can set it into position. We'll put our running board up on top of our brackets. We'll line up the bolts in our running board with our brackets, and this will just set down into place. On each of the bolts that comes down through our bracket, we're going to place on a flat washer, followed by a nylon locking nut. I just want those to be hand tight for now as well. We'll do this for both brackets. Now center your running board with your door. What I like to do is use the groove here at the front where it starts to curve and line that up with the curve here on the front of our running board. That gives it pretty well centered, and it gives you an object to look at to make it even on both sides. Once you've got it centered, we're going to tighten down all of our hardware using a 13mm socket and wrench. I like to start by tightening up the brackets first at the bottom bolt. We'll use the wrench to hold the nut and then tighten it down. And tighten the upper bolt. Tighten our other bracket. Then tighten down your running board bolts. It's important that you be careful when tightening them because you don't want to over tighten them. They don't take very much torque. Now go back and torque all of your hardware to the specifications in your instructions. You'll now repeat the exact same procedures on the other side. You do want to keep in mind that the brackets for the passenger side are slightly different. They install exactly the same, but they're going to have a little extra brace here And the rear one is going to angle outward towards the rear like this L shape. And the front one is going to have an L shape pointing towards the front in the opposite direction. And that completes our installation of Westin's Sure-Grip Running Boards on our 2018 Chevrolet Silverado 3500.